of you that watch old Pisser's channel know he's got that small Ford bus for sale for $1,500. Of course, he's got $1,600 on the window, but he announced on Facebook $1,500. I told him he ought to take the thing and take all the seats out inside and run benches down along the sides and make it a party bus. Sounds like a joke, but there are, I want to say 20 of those, 10 or 20 of those in this area, in the Nashville area, that you can rent for no less than $600 for 4 hours. I think that's what my neighbors paid before. The neighbors that lived there before Michael did, my neighbor behind me, they actually got married when they were living there and hired a party bus to go out and ride around Nashville while we all drank. Of course, the drinking did nothing for me, so. But I had a good time hanging out with all of them and watching them get just snockered. And I usually can't stand drunk people at all. Just can't do it. But it's funny to me to watch and see how some of them get just falling down, sloppy drunk, which that I really can't stand. And then some of them just start getting goofy, and they're hilarious to watch. Those I don't mind so much. But the sloppy, slobbering, falling down kind, and the crying over every little thing, nah, not so much. But anyway, the buses, we went on one. It was an old school bus that they'd taken all the benches out and run the benches down the side of it. Basically, it was just boxed in down the side of it. The one we went on was, I think they called it the Tiki bus. Had the little Tiki torches all in it. Of course, they didn't burn the torches. They were just in there for decoration. Had LED lights all in the roof of it. And they had a Dell desktop system. As soon as you step in the front door of the bus, there was a little a high desk in there with a bar stool at it and a Dell desktop and monitor, mouse and keyboard. And the guy would sit there playing. I mean, basically the computer was just slam full of music. Didn't connect to the internet or anything else like that. They also had an arrangement with the local, a lot of the local bars in Nashville to bring the people from their bus tours there, and they can get in for free. They don't have to pay the cover charge because they make money off of the liquor, so it kind of works out. The guy the night we did all that, because I had no real interest in going into the bars. We went into the Nashville Coyote Ugly and saw all the girls getting up on the stage or up on the bar dancing, and it was okay, but of course it's nothing like the movie. But they just wanted to do it just to say they'd done it. So we took video and took pictures of them doing it. I think I gave them all the video because do still have some of the pictures. If I can find them, I'll put them in right here. The guy that owned the buses, and I say buses because there were more than one of them. He had the one that we went on that was, oh no, it was a beach bus is what they call it, a beach party bus. Had the tiki torches and sand all in the floor, and he rented them out to just anybody and everybody. They had done a little kid's birthday party in the bus and took them around to like the skating ring and some of the historical sites during the day. And then they rented it out again that night to my neighbors and rode us all around Nashville. Everybody partying and hanging out. Of course, it had a deck up on the roof of it. They put steel bars across the whole roof and made a little caged-in area up there, and you walk up a real steep staircase up the back of the bus, and we're able to stand on top of it. But the only time they opened that part of it up was when they stopped downtown. Stopped downtown to let everybody go to the Hard Rock and Coyote Ugly and wherever else they were going. And that's when they raised the stuff on the roof up where people could go climb up on the roof and just kind of hang out and chill up there. It was pretty cool. But the dude told me that he had several different themed buses. Spent, I think, $1,500 buying these buses from the school systems. Said he only had to sink a little bit of money into them to get them going the way he wanted to, and most of that was for paint. Painted them up, doctored them up, put their little decorations and stuff in them, put the computers in them, and just drove people all over town. And he said, didn't think it would take off like it did. He said that these buses have paid for themselves 100 times over. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, yeah, if you're charging $600 and something for 4 hours, and you do that more than once a day, even if you only do that once a week, don't take but a couple weeks to pay for the stinking bus. Anything above and beyond that, it's pure profit. I mean, free and clear, no. Of course, you do have to pay taxes because it's a business, but aside from that, everything above and beyond the taxes is just pocket money. Ford Exploder, all burnt up, the whole front end burnt out of it. I'm gonna have a moment of silence for the dead Exploder. That is, in a way, it is kind of sad because that's a newer one. But yeah, I had mentioned to Pisser about just putting benches in it and driving it around up there as a party bus. Of course, if you're not near a city that has a bunch of attractions and such, it wouldn't really do you any good to make a party bus. Nobody'd ever rent the thing. And from what I've seen in his videos, he's kind of out there a little bit. He's not in the heart of the big city, but he's not out in the country either. Kind of like one of those in-between places where they got a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Hi, dude. Never fails. I always get one person that looks over here and just stares to see who I'm talking to or what I'm talking to. Doesn't bother me a lick. I think it's funny. Anyway, any of you in the larger cities might actually think about doing something like that with the buses. You can buy the school buses pretty doggone cheap. By the time they're done with them, they're usually pretty well used up. But if you can get another year's worth of use out of them, you put $1,500 into it, make that back in over in right at 2 weeks. Once you pay your taxes on everything that you've made as an income, you're good. And people in bigger cities are always looking for a reason to party or go out and have a good time. If they get a party bus that they can go out and get drunk and somebody else drives, they're set. And that was the whole allure with my neighbors wanting to use the party bus here. Everybody could stand up, sit down, whatever they wanted to do, walk around in the bus. The bus never got going all that fast. Of course, I don't think it could have. That thing was about old. But everybody could get in there, drink, have a good time, not have to worry about driving anywhere. Of course, they picked us up at a hotel, and that was a big one, right down there by where I work. Dropped us right back off at the hotel. So there was no excuse, other than you were broke, to not go in and get a room if you were drunk and too drunk to drive. The scary part about that was everybody on the bus was drinking. Of course, I drank a little bit at the beginning of the night and I quit because I knew I had to be straight to drive home. I was not making this almost hour drive and be tore up at all. If I was the least little bit tore up, we would either sat there, went to the Waffle House, or got a room. We can get this rain to hold off tomorrow and be just like it is right now. Most of the water will dry up and it'll be dry enough that I can actually get out and knock some of this nasty grass down. I hate having a yard that's not cut right down to the dirt. But every time I got ready to cut it, here come the showers. Matter of fact, the reason I didn't finish the front the first time is because right in the middle of it started pouring. And I mean, not just little trickly rain, because I'll mow right through all that. I'll mow till the motor starts bogging up, or till the blades start bogging down. Mow right through all of it. Nope. when you're getting hit with raindrops that hurt, it's time to get off the tractor. Like I said, usually I don't have a whole lot of time to mow. Like this weekend, I still won't. Even if it was bright and sunny like this all weekend, I've got cars to fix. Mama's Suburban needs the back brakes done on it. I still got to put the drums on this one. Of course, this one needs a transmission rebuild. Which reminds me, I have to get off at this exit and go see if my buddy Ralph is still doing the car repairs or not. Another 30 minutes that just got added to my trip home. No big deal. But this is going to be a place that you guys haven't gotten to see in any of my videos yet. So, and I'll go ahead and turn the camera around and let you see the countryside. It's actually kind of nice out that way. Unless they're screwing that up with construction too now. Welcome to the thriving metropolis of Springfield. That clock tower up and to your left, that's the courthouse where I used to go give them money every other week during the summer. Why, you ask? Because I used to get speeding tickets every week during the summer. When I first moved here, they hung me out to dry. I did it myself because I was speeding. But they took me up on my offer of being able to write a ticket a little too often, I'm afraid. Now, this is what I had to bring my truck up with a failing transmission. This is the steepest hill I think I've ever climbed with this. There's some nice houses here though. They're all like antebellum type houses. And this one with the black fence on the left is Mr. Ralph's house. Or at least it was. There's an engine stand out there still, but I don't know if that means he's working on cars here still or not. Let's go see. Yeah, my worst fear has been realized. He no longer works on them. He's got back problems. That's him there on the front porch. He had been working on cars out of his garage, and he says he can still do a little bit of stuff here and there, but nothing real heavy because he's messed his back up. So I'm not gonna push him. He did a real good job for us, and I appreciated the work that he did. Took a little bit of time to, oh boy, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stop down here. Took a little bit of time to thank him for the job he did again, because it's still holding up real well. And you know, with all the things that are going wrong with her Suburban, 3rd Avenue, okay, that's couldn't remember that. With all the things that are going wrong with her Suburban right now, just because they drove the fire out of it. And nobody took care of it. I wasn't about to when they quit putting oil in it. Quit putting oil in it, quit putting transmission fluid in it. You can't do those basic, simple things. You don't deserve to have your truck or car worked on. Not by me, anyway. That's the point that you deserve to take it to a shop and let somebody screw you over out of all the money you got working on their stinking car. And yeah, that might be kind of harsh, but you know what? Every once in a while, you got to come off with the tough love. That's my way of doing it. Her stinking truck ran better than mine does. Was in better shape than mine was. All the way through. And they just ran it into the ground. So if she wants it fixed, I'll put the brakes on it, because that's a major safety issue. But the brakes is all I'm doing. If she gets the parts she knows it needs, I'll put those on for her. if you're not even going to meet me halfway by keeping the oil full, transmission full, or letting me know when there's an issue and they're just draining out like crazy, I give up. I'm not going to fight a losing battle and do it all by myself. Sorry. And no, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. I'm not working on it. But, you know, Mr. Ralph's out of the business now. He said he had to have... He quit doing the car repairs out of his yard because he had to have insurance. Went to work for somebody else and hurt his back. So now he's got 2 bulging discs and a pinched nerve, which I can tell you from personal experience is no fun. Of course, my discs aren't bulging, they're just deteriorating. There's almost nothing left. I imagine if I went back right now and had them do my x-rays, they'd probably want to put me on the disabled list, and I can't have that. I mean, if I get to a point where I can't move or can't do anything, yeah, okay, put me on the disabled list. But until that point, I'm gonna work. And we're back to the interstate. Really, lady? No, you didn't have a yield sign there. Oh wait, he's from Florida. Countryside to downtown Springfield, the bustling metropolis that it is. Just found out for sure that the 4L60 that's in that 97 S10 Blazer will also fit in this 99 Tahoe, my wife's Suburban, 98 or newer Astro van. All of the S10 pickups. Yeah. And I forget who it was that was telling me that they were different. I think it was actually Michael. He said he thought they were different. Tail shafts are different or something like that. They're not. They're exactly the same, just like I thought. So since that 97 Blazer that we've got is an exact match, and it's only got 100,000 miles on, or 93,000 miles on it, I believe I will pull the transmission out of it, clean it out good, and put it in here. It buys me a little bit more time to go get the transmission in this one taken out and going and getting it rebuilt. In the meantime, I'll be able to haul cars and whatever else I want to with this one. I can finally go pick up my Honda that my dad gave me. This little car lot up here, right here on the right. Any of you that watch live in this area, think you might want a decent deal on one of these vehicles that's sitting here. As I started to say before my other camera died on me, which is both sad and disappointing, this guy here does a really good job of selling his vehicles. They're not junk. They're nicer vehicles. My son almost bought that burgundy Mustang to your right there. That would have just been like a major thorn in my side every time I come out and see it, because he'd have wanted me to work on it eventually, and that's got the 4.0 POS motor in it. But this guy did a real good job with him. He wasn't out to kill him on the price. Hey. I'm just bragging on you. Yeah, my son's the one that come down and bought the
Grand Am.
Grand Am, yeah.
I'm David.
Yeah. Hi,
Nice
Jim.
to meet you.
Same here. What happened? You got the old Blazer back, or the Suburban back?
Oh, the owner was driving it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I come down here and looked, and I saw it on the website and
Yeah.
everything. Come down and look at it. Come back, look at it again, and it was gone. I'm like, oh well.
Yeah, no, he drove it.
Yeah, I don't need another vehicle anyway. I need to fix this one up, or get it going right again.
So,
But yeah, I figured I'd stop in here and do a little bit, put it up on my channel for people that live in this area that watch my channel still.
gotcha. What do you do? What do you? Oh, you got a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'm actually in IT for the healthcare company down in Nashville.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
I kind of don't mention the name or anything, because I got the camera going still. I don't want people showing up at my work going, hey. But yeah, since she done him a good job and listening to him and my wife talk, I figured, yeah, he ain't out to kill nobody.
No. We all grew up here, all live here. We've been here since '07 and hadn't had any complaints yet.
Yeah.
It's a good way to do business.
A lot of these people are out to just get whatever they can get out of people, and any way they can get it. And it doesn't matter if it's a junk car or not, they're still going to sell it like it's a new one.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're the first one I've heard of that actually encouraged them to take it to their mechanic and look at it, and like, a lot to be said about that.
Yep. Well, if you ever need anything, holler at me.
Yeah. The way things are going, I might. Never know.
All right, Jim. It's good to meet you.
No, same here. Okay. Like I was saying before he came walking out to introduce himself to me, I think he recognized the YouTube decals and the rehab decals from my wife's truck. But yeah, he did a real fair job with my son and my wife and all. So I figured I'd give him a little bit of airplay for the people around here that actually watch my videos. I know there's a few of them. Judging by my views lately, there's a very few of them, but since they're still out there, I figured what the heck. Plus, I might just put that section of it up on Daddy Tech, since I haven't uploaded anything to it in over a year now. Wish you'd get a few more regular trucks in there. See, I'm not real big on cars. Although right now a car would probably get a boatload better gas mileage than this Tahoe does. The reason I'm not big on cars is, like I told my wife last night, we were watching the news and they had a big flood here. Hey! Old Tana. Lady from Unipress. That's my buddy. very nice woman. Very nice. I almost didn't recognize her. She's wearing a hat. A ball hat. Pulled up beside me and beeped, and I'm sitting there thinking, now what? See, my intolerance, or my impatience strikes again. At least you know I'm that way with everybody, though. I looked over and saw it was her, and I'm like, oh, well, heck. But yeah, it's time to work on some cars. $18 for a core for a regular battery. Holy crap. Well, just got rid of 12 pounds out of my truck that I've been hauling around for quite a while. P1870, 1 or 2. I was actually told by Mr. Ralph that this P1870 could also be the valve body. He said more times than not, it's the valve body and the transmissions that have the problem. Not that the transmission's actually bad. And I told him, I said, well, you know, it's slipping too. And he said that more than likely, the only reason it's slipping is because it doesn't shift out at the proper time. Pass good. And yeah, I was sitting here resetting my computer in my truck. Now, the progression of things. The battery that's in this car is actually the one for the 98 Saturn wagon. For right now, this red top battery is going in this truck. The battery that's in this truck that belongs in the 98 Saturn is going in the Firebird. Because I had to sell my the dump truck had to be sold with a battery in it. And it just so happened he wasn't driving the car at the time because of the shifter cable being out of it. So I borrowed his battery, told him I'd get him another one. Well, now that I'm buying the car, I'm actually getting myself another one. Only 4 more payments left. I think I'm going to joke with him when I get home and ask him what kind of warranty he's going to give me on it. Knowing him being the smart aleck that he is, because that's how I raised him, he's going to come off with something witty more than likely. Either that or he's just, and well, if he's up now, he's probably grumpy as heck. But he'll either come off with something really witty or just grunt and groan and walk into his room again and go to sleep. You know, I like the nicer vehicles too, but there's really something to be said about not having a car payment. I paid cash for this truck 7 years ago. I've not had a car payment since 2003, 2004. Yeah. Have not made one single car payment in this house since 2004. Of course, the money we're not spending on car payments is just getting ate up on everything else. So there's that. Anyway, it's about that time again. Didn't realize y'all were crooked. But it's about that time again. Almost home. And so I don't have little boogers showing up on my doorstep. We go ahead and shut this thing down. I thank you for watching. I appreciate the views, appreciate each one of you and your comments, your opinions. Thank you very much. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you again soon.